Good morning, children. Welcome to the English class. Your unit tests are over and you all have done very well. I'm sure all of you are happy with your marks. Now we are going to start studying and working hard for our terminal exams. Your terminal exams, of course, will be after some months, but the lessons and the grammar and everything we do has to be done with a lot of fresh energy because terminal exams are very important. We have done lessons number 1, 2, 3, and 4 from Real English for the unit test 1. Now 5, 6, and 7 will be added to those lessons for your terminal exams. You must be remembering that we have done lesson number 5. Ma'am had done the poem Abou ben Adhem in a lot of detail before your unit test and the revision for the unit test. So now I am going to do a quick recap of the poem because it's a long time ago that we had done it, and then we will discuss the exercises. Now, just think about the word supernatural. What do you understand by the word supernatural? Yes, supernatural means something which is beyond scientific explanation. You cannot describe it in scientific terms. It is beyond this world. It doesn't belong to this world. And this poem is also based on something supernatural. Faith and belief are two words which you must remember while reading this poem, because faith means our belief in something or someone. We have faith in our religion, we may have faith in God, we may not have faith in God, we may have faith on someone else. So, faith and belief are some important words which we must remember. And supernatural, of course, the supernatural element is the angel. There are supernatural beings like ghosts and angels who, who visit us from time to time, but then they cannot be explained in scientific terms. The second thing you have to keep in mind is the message the poet wants to give to us through this poem. Because the message is very important, the poem was written many years ago, but still the message which he wants us to get from his poem is still very relevant. Usually, the poet is a person who just mentions it and then wants us to think more about it, how it is important for our times. So you'll pay attention to the message while we are reading it, and you are going to also remember some poetic devices which have been used in the poem, like similes, alliteration, personification, or something else if it is there. In the poem written by James Leigh Hunt, you have very easy words, but some words are from Old English. They They are old words which are no longer in use. But the poet has used it, so we have to see and pay attention to these words as well. The information or the biographical information about the poet is not given to us in this poem directly in the box which follows the poem. You have an activity on page 34, that is D1, where you have to read about the poet James Leigh Hunt and complete the information table about his life. You can take help from an encyclopedia, or you could go to a website and find more about the poet. What you have to find out are the year and place of his birth. They have not asked you for the date of his birth, so you just have to find the year of his birth and, of course, the place, the name of the place, and, of course, the country. Two early interests and two friends. These two could differ because he may have had more interests, but you have to look for two important interests early in life he had, and two friends again. He could have had more than two friends, so you are going to look for the names of two friends and write them down. Then you have to find out what was the name of the journal he helped his brother John to publish. The year Leigh and his brother were imprisoned. Second journal which they brought out in Italy, and finally the year of death. Write all the information in the book itself, in the textbook, and we are going to compare and discuss what you have written in the next class, that is tomorrow. Now let us come back to the poem Abou Ben Adhem. The very first line of the poem by James Leigh Hunt says, Abou Ben Adhem, may his tribe increase. Tribe, of course, means people of the same kind, or a group of people of the same kind. The poet wants that there should be more people like Abou Ben Adhem. May their number increase. Now, why he wants this? Because Abou Ben Adhem was a very good man, and so he wants that more and more people should be like him. Awoke one night from a deep dream of peace. Abou Ben Adhem awoke one night from a deep dream of peace. He was sleeping peacefully and dreaming. Now, deep dream of peace, here a poetic device is used. Which one? Yes, it is an alliteration. Do you remember what an alliteration is? It is the repetition of the same sound in two or more words in the same line. Here, deep and dream both start with the d sound. So it is an alliteration. Abou Ben Adhem was sleeping peacefully, he was dreaming, and then suddenly he woke up one night. And what did he see on waking up? And saw within the moonlight in his room. The moonlight was entering his room, so though the lights were not on, he could see very clearly in this light, which was making his room look very rich. That means bright and rich. And like a lily in bloom, now, like a lily in bloom, there's another poetic device used. Do you remember? Yes. When you have comparison of two things using the word like or as, it is called a simile. So, like a lily in bloom is a simile. An angel writing in a book of gold. Now, what does this simile mean? This simile means that the poet is comparing the angel's peaceful, serene, and beautiful looks to a full bloomed lily. And what was the angel doing? He was writing something in a book of gold. Second stanza now. Exceeding peace had made Ben Adam bold. Exceeding means growing beyond limit. He was very, very peaceful. And when you are a good person, then only you can be at peace. And this makes that person bold. Then the person will not be scared of anything, will not be afraid of anything, will not hesitate. So, this exceeding peace had made Abu Ben Adam bold, and so he went to the presence in the room. Now, I told you there are different words used for the angel. Angel is one of them. Then there is the presence, vision, visitor, messenger. So all these are different words used for the angel. So boldly Ben Adam went to the presence in the room and he said, "What writest thou?" Please see the two words, writest thou. These are words from Old English or old words. We don't use them anymore. Writest, of course, writing, and thou is you when you use the word you as a subject. So he went boldly to the presence of the angel and asked, what was the angel writing? The vision raised its head. The angel was writing something in the book, so his head was bent down and he was looking at the book. But when he heard Abou asking something, the angel raised her head and with a look made of all sweet accord. And he was in agreement, and so he sweetly looked at him and answered the names of those who love the Lord. So he told the angel that he was writing the names of all the people who loved the Lord. When Abu heard this, that the angel was writing the names of all the people who loved the Lord, Abu was curious. He was curious to know whether his name was in that list. Third stanza now. And is mine one? Said Abu. So he asked the angel, was his name there in the list? Was his name included in the list? And what was the angel's reply? Nay, not so. Nay again is in Old English. Nay means no. So he said, no, it is not there. Abu spoke more low, but cheerily still. Sorry. But this did not make Abu lose hope. He didn't lose hope. He spoke in a low, polite voice, but he was still very cheerful and said something. What he said is very important. He said, I pray thee, that means he requested. Thee again is Old English word. Thee is you, but when used as an object. And if you don't remember what subject and object are, please revise it from your grammar books. What was Abbu requesting the angel to do? I pray thee then, write me as one who loves his fellow men. So he says, I request you to write my name as one who loves his fellow men, who loves all the people around him. So the angel did what he had requested. He wrote his name as a person who loved his fellow beings and disappeared. The angel wrote and vanished. Vanished means he disappeared. Now, what happened the next night? The next night it came again. Who is it? The angel. The next night the angel came again with a great awakening light. There was bright light all around him and it woke up Abu. Now there was moonlight of course in the room, but angels are also supposed to have a body of light. So whenever they go somewhere, there is light all around. So this angel came again the next night with a great awakening light. And what did he show to Abu? He showed the names whom love of God had blessed. So he had brought a list of names whom the love of God had blessed, who had been blessed by God. And so he showed these names to Abu. And lo, Ben Adhem's name led all the rest. And lo again is Old English. Lo is used for calling attention to a surprising thing. When you want to grab someone's attention, you want to attract his attention, then you use this word in the past. So lo, Ben Adhem's name led all the rest. Now in this list, Ben Adhem's name was on the top. It was the first one. It led all the rest. Now in this stanza, the poet has given us a message. What is more important in the eyes of God? Because he had blessed Abu Ben Adhem and his name was the first one in the list. Why? Because in the eyes of God, loving one's fellow beings or loving the humanity all around us is more important than just worshipping Him. God thinks that it is very important that we love His creation. Wasn't it a very easy poem with a very important message for all of us, which we must remember? We may go to temples, we may go to churches, we may worship God in any way we like, but more important is that we should love all the people around us. Now, please come to page 32 in your Real English book. The section about the poet, of course, we will do tomorrow after you have found the information and completed the table on page 34. Today, we are going to do comprehension. And the first one is A1. Choose the correct answer. You have one correct option, the others are wrong. You have to choose which one is the correct one and then circle it. Abu Ben Adhem was a messenger of God, B, a religious person, C, a wealthy man. Now, when we were doing the poem, I told you angels are the messengers of God. So, Abu was definitely not a messenger of God. A wealthy man, nowhere in the poem it has been mentioned that he was a wealthy or a rich man. So, both these are not correct. Now, which one is the correct option? He was a religious man, and religious in the true sense of the word. He knew what true religion is. So the correct option is B, a religious person. Second one now. He was visited by an angel. B, God. C, a friend. He was not visited by God. He was not visited by a friend. Very rarely would a friend visit you in the middle of the night when you are sleeping. So, who was his visitor? Or by whom was he visited? An angel. When you are writing this word, please remember the spelling. Some children write E in the wrong place and then it becomes angle, which is used in geometry, like you have the right angle. But here it is angel, it is Angel. Third, Ben Adam saw the visitor. What did Ben Adam see the visitor doing? Looking at him. B, writing in a book. C, holding lilies. This I think everyone is going to get and are going to get it correct. Looking at him, no. The angel was looking in the book of gold, and writing something. He was not holding lilies, he was writing in a book. So, which one is the correct one? B. Fourth one is a little different from the others because they have given three sentences and only one is true, the others are false. You have to see and circle which one is the true one. Ben Adam was too timid to speak to the visitor. Timid is the opposite of brave. When you are afraid to talk or meet someone, no, he was not timid. B. Ben Adam was initially hesitant, but he finally spoke to the visitor. Initially means in the beginning. He was hesitating or he was hesitant. That means he was scared whether he should ask a question or not. Now, this is not the case. He was bold from the very beginning. C. Ben Adam spoke to the visitor fearlessly. Yes, this one is the right option. He spoke without any fear, so he was fearless from the beginning. C is right. Ben Adam spoke to the visitor fearlessly. Now, have you got all three? And then the fourth one where you have to write or tick which one is the true one. A2 now. You have to complete the following paragraph, of course, based on your reading of the poem. You all have read the poem with me and you must have read it on your own as well. Now you have to complete the paragraph in your own words. Abu Ben Adam was curious to know. What was he curious to know? What was he eager to know? What did he want to know? Yes, he was curious to know if his name was included in the list of people who loved God. The visitor replied that. Now, what was the visitor's reply? What was the angel's reply? That his name was not there. Ben Adam requested the angel to. Now, when he heard that his name was not there, what did Ben Adam request the angel to do? He requested the angel to write his name as one who loved his fellow beings. And the angel did that and then vanished. When the latter visited him again, it showed latter and later there's a difference of spelling. Later is LATER, only one T or a single T. Here you have double T and latter means the second person or the second thing. And who's this second one? Is the angel. When the angel, latter is angel, visited him again, what did it show? It showed the names of people whom the love of God had blessed. And Ben Adam found. When the angel showed him the names of the people whom the love of God had blessed, what did Ben Adam find? He found that his name was on the top of the list, that his name led all the rest. Now we have A3. Write the message of the poem in 2 or 3 sentences. I've already discussed the message of the poem, which you can get from the last stanza. Of course, you have to think. It's a thinking question. Think properly and write what do you think is the message of the poem. You have to write 2 to 3 sentences. Please write it after thinking properly and what you feel in your own words. Write it in your rough notebook. You have to do exercise A1 and A2 after writing the word bank twice in your English notebook. I will give you the homework in the ERP prep section, but you have to remember, you have to write the word bank twice. There are just a few word meanings. Then you have to write exercise A1 and A2 in your English classwork notebook. A3, you have to write the message in your rough notebook, and then you have to do the activity, that is D1, in which you have to find information about the poet and complete the table. So these two you are going to do as prep. Tomorrow I want everyone to keep her real English book and her notebook and a pencil ready for the class, because we are going to discuss some very important things, and we are going to discuss the biographical information you have collected and completed the table. We are going to discuss the message, and then we are going to do the remaining exercises, including sounds and pronunciation and appreciation and the writing activity. Thank you, children. Till we meet next time for the next class. Thank you very much. Take care.